If this video appeared on your feed right now, you're one of them. You're one of the specific people November has chosen. And before you think this is just another spiritual video making grand promises, pay attention to what's been happening in your life lately. The signs are already there. You just haven't connected the dots yet. Something shifted in October, didn't it? Maybe you can't quite put your finger on it, but there's been this heaviness lifting. Or maybe the opposite. Maybe everything got harder, more chaotic, more confusing. Either way, you felt it. That's the first sign. November doesn't select people randomly. It selects people who are ready, even if they don't feel ready. Especially if they don't feel ready. You know what's interesting? Most people are going to go through November like any other month. They'll complain about the weather getting colder. They'll stress about the holidays coming up. They'll go through their routines on autopilot. But not you. For you, November is going to be a completely different experience. It's going to feel like time is moving differently, like reality is more fluid, like you're living in two worlds at once. This happens every year, but most people miss it because they're not paying attention. November has always been a month of transformation. It's the month where nature dies so it can be reborn. Trees shed their leaves. Animals prepare for hibernation. The earth itself goes inward, and energetically the same thing happens to certain people, the ones who are meant to evolve, the ones who signed up for the accelerated path. That's you, by the way. You signed up for this. Maybe you don't remember making that agreement, but your soul does. Your soul knows exactly what's happening right now. That's why you've been feeling so restless, so uncomfortable, so done with everything that used to satisfy you. Your soul is preparing you for the next level, and November is the bridge. Think about what you've been through this past year. Actually, think about what you've been through your entire life. The patterns, the repeated lessons, the same type of person showing up in different bodies, the same type of situation showing up in different forms, the same fears, the same doubts, the same blocks. It's been exhausting, hasn't it? Feeling like you're running in circles. Like you're stuck in a loop you can't escape. November is the pattern interrupt. For the people it selects, November breaks the loop. It doesn't ask permission. It doesn't wait until you're comfortable. It just happens. Suddenly, the person you've been obsessing over doesn't matter anymore. Suddenly, the job you've been tolerating becomes unbearable. Suddenly, the life you've been living feels like it belongs to someone else. And you can't go back. Even if you try, you can't unknow what November makes you realize. Right now, there's a sorting happening. November is looking at everyone and deciding who's ready for initiation and who needs more time. The criteria isn't about being perfect or healed or having your life together. It's about willingness. Are you willing to let go of who you've been? Are you willing to step into the unknown? Are you willing to trust the process even when it makes no logical sense? If you're still watching this, the answer is yes. You might not feel brave, you might feel terrified actually, but somewhere deep inside, there's a part of you that's been waiting for this, that's been tired of playing small, that's been ready to burn down the old life and see what rises from the ashes. The universe has been testing you. All year long, it's been testing you, showing you the same situations over and over, watching to see if you'd finally choose differently, watching to see if you'd finally choose yourself. Some of you passed the test months ago and have been waiting in this strange limbo, wondering when things would finally move. Others just passed it recently. Either way, November is your reward, though it might not feel like a reward at first. What happens when November selects you? Everything you've been resisting comes to the surface. Every fear you've been avoiding, every truth you've been denying, every part of yourself you've been hiding, it all comes up at once, demanding to be acknowledged. This is why November feels so intense for certain people. You can't run anymore. You can't distract yourself. You can't numb out. November forces you to face everything you've been postponing. And here's where it gets interesting. The moment you stop running, the moment you turn around and face whatever you've been afraid of, it loses its power. The monster you've been fleeing from your whole life turns out to be made of shadows. The fear you've been carrying turns out to be someone else's fear that you adopted. The unworthiness you've been feeling turns out to be a lie you've been telling yourself. November shows you this, but only if you're selected, only if you're ready to see. For everyone else, these realizations stay buried for another cycle. But you don't have that luxury anymore. You've been chosen for awakening, and awakening isn't always comfortable. In fact, it rarely is. Pay attention to your body right now. As you're reading this, do you feel something in your chest? A tightness or an opening? Do you feel energy moving through you? Tingling in your hands or feet? A sudden urge to cry or laugh? That's confirmation. Your body recognizes truth before your mind does. Your body is saying, yes, this message is for me. November is going to strip away everything that's not authentic. Every mask you wear, every role you play, every version of yourself you perform for other people. It's all got to go, and you might resist this. You might think, but I need these masks. They keep me safe. They help me fit in. They protect me from rejection. November doesn't care. November says it's time to be real or be miserable. Choose. Most people choose miserable, by the way. They choose the familiar pain over the unknown freedom. They choose the cage they know over the open sky they don't. But you're not most people. If you were, you wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be drawn to messages like this. You wouldn't feel the stirring in your soul that says there's more. There's got to be more, and I'm meant for it. The selection process has been happening for months, honestly. Every time you chose honesty over comfort, every time you walked away from something that wasn't right, even though it was easy, every time you said no when you wanted to say yes, or yes when you wanted to say no, just to please someone else. Wait, scratch that, reverse it. Every time you said no when you meant no, and yes when you meant yes. Every time you honored your truth. That's what caught November's attention. Because November rewards integrity. It rewards people who are willing to be uncomfortable for the sake of growth. It rewards people who value truth over temporary peace. And it rewards people who understand that sometimes things have to fall apart so they can come together in a better way. Relationships are going to shift this month. For the selected ones, there's no way around it. People who were in your life are going to fade out. Some dramatically, some quietly. And it's going to hurt, even if you know it's for the best. Even if you've outgrown them. Even if they've been toxic. Letting go still hurts. November knows this. It doesn't make it easier. It just makes it necessary. But for every person who leaves, space opens up. And November is very strategic about timing Johnny. Just when you think you're going to be alone forever, just when you've made peace with solitude, new people start appearing. Different people. People who match your new frequency. People who see you. People who get it. And these connections are going to feel different from anything you've experienced before. Easier. More natural. More real. Your relationship with money is about to shift too. November has a way of forcing financial reckonings for the people it selects. Either you're going to experience a sudden influx, or you're going to hit rock bottom and be forced to rebuild your entire relationship with abundance. Both are initiations. Both serve the same purpose, teaching you that your worth isn't tied to your bank account, and that the universe will provide when you're in alignment. Some of you are going to receive unexpected money this month. Refunds, bonuses, gifts, opportunities. It's going to feel like magic, but it's not magic. It's alignment. You've been doing the inner work, shifting your beliefs about money, releasing scarcity mindset, and November is reflecting that back to you. Others are going to lose money or face financial challenges that force you to get creative, to trust, to step into your power in new ways. This is the universe saying you're ready for the next level, but you can't take these old survival patterns with you. Time to learn a new way. Your career and purpose are also under November's microscope. If you've been feeling stuck or unfulfilled in your work, this month is going to make it unbearable. You won't be able to ignore it anymore. You won't be able to convince yourself to wait just a little longer. November is going to push you out of the nest, and you're going to have to learn to fly on the way down. This sounds scary, and it kind of is. But it's also exhilarating. There's something liberating about having no choice but to trust yourself, about being pushed past the point of comfortable mediocrity into the territory of extraordinary possibility. November does this for the people it selects because it knows you're capable of more than you think you are. Dreams are going to get weird this month. Vivid, prophetic, sometimes disturbing. You're going to wake up feeling like you've lived entire lifetimes in your sleep. You're going to dream about people you haven't thought about in years. You're going to receive messages and downloads. Write them down. Even if they don't make sense now, they will later. Your subconscious is processing the transformation your conscious mind isn't ready to accept yet. Physical symptoms might show up too. Unexplained exhaustion, headaches, digestive issues, skin breaking out. This is your body purging old energy, releasing trauma stored in your cells, recalibrating to a higher frequency. Rest when you need to. Drink more water. Be gentle with yourself. Your body is working hard to keep up with the spiritual transformation happening. Emotionally, you might feel like you're on a roller coaster. One day you're euphoric, feeling like everything is finally coming together. The next day you're in despair, feeling like nothing will ever work out. This is normal for the selected ones in November. You're oscillating between timelines, between the old version of reality and the new one. Eventually, you'll stabilize in the new, but the transition is chaotic. The key to navigating November as a selected one is surrender, not giving up. Surrender. There's a difference. Giving up is hopeless resignation. Surrender is active trust. It's saying, I don't know how this is going to work out, but I trust that it will. I don't understand why this is happening, but I trust that it's for my highest good. I can't control the outcome, but I can control my response. Every time you feel scared, come back to surrender. Every time you feel like controlling or forcing or manipulating the situation, come back to surrender. Every time you feel like you're falling apart, come back to surrender. November is teaching you that you are safe even when you're not in control. Actually, you're safer when you're not in control because the universe sees the bigger picture that you can't see yet. This month is also going to reveal who you really are underneath all the conditioning, underneath all the shoulds and expectations and rules you've been following. You're going to discover parts of yourself you didn't know existed, gifts you didn't know you had, desires you didn't know you were allowed to have. November gives the selected ones permission to be themselves fully for the first time. And that's terrifying for some people, because being yourself means risking rejection. It means standing out. It means disappointing people who prefer the old version of you. November doesn't care about any of that. November says your authenticity is more important than anyone's comfort, including your own. By the end of November, you're going to be different. Not slightly different, fundamentally different. The way you see yourself, the way you see the world, the way you relate to others, the way you make decisions, all of it is changing. And you can't stop it, even if you wanted to. This is what it means to be selected. This is what it means to be chosen for evolution while others remain stagnant. It's not better or worse. It's just different paths. But your path, the path of the selected ones, requires courage. It requires faith. It requires a willingness to die and be reborn within the same lifetime. November is your initiation. Welcome to the transformation.